Ne conjeta oggi ti temuadi O kanjira digembo ne makwa Ne kurere otara kawakwa Gumetuba naningo na moyo Ne gutoya Enjoy Otauda Tesoa Solie La Guerrera Makina Equatoria Enjoy Equatoria Inda de Aquiña, cuando viupo correndi Arubeta, Patica, Nadueta, Victoria, 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 Jesua, Jolia, Victoria, Victoria, wewe wakwa yote kamuriko wakugiria ediere Eko wamba mutini umeduda karingo na moyo Hallelujah. Oh, Athuri, Jesua, Maria.
Thank you very much. No egan twacoka mitambo-ini ringi nigetha tuthi na mbere na kurunga maria matuthiurukiirie thiini wa bururi thiini wa thi na o kuria guothe tungikorwo turi na ta uria tugaga ni njui ni tugutoria oyu ni kuira wa kabiru twina
Wachira wa Githiji
na turoiga atiriri mungitunyitirira wana wathikiriria program itu ugathie ukahura subscribe kuira wa kabiru kana kuira kabiru ni tugutoria na ni njui wa mbere ndimucokerie ngatho muno ni mutunyitirire na njira ya magegania muno nyonete subscription ikiambatira na hinya muno na feedbacks iria mutuheaga ni ituteithagia gukorwo tukiimprove program citu o muthenya na njuge I can't say thanks enough more so to our people in Kenya na ni atiriri Githiji.
Yes.
Andu aitu makoragwo hindi ciothe maturorete iguru makienda tumere maundu uria mari.
Exactly.
Na nidirona andu muthenya wa ira ni maratumire ndumiriri nyingi muno makiuria kurari na the state of the union thiini wa bururi wa America.
Yes.
Makoria state of the union ni ki?
Thank you Bwana Koira. State of Union address naitagwo na ritwa ringi SOTU State of the Union address ni heanagwo every year ni rais wa America akaria cikaro cierĩ cia Congress neo Senate na the House of Representatives magacamania hamwe nigetha amaririe akamahe maundu ma security uhoro wa taxation uhoro wa budget kana maundu maria mothe agereire kana bururi uragerera
maundu macio maheanagwo thutha wa kahinda kaigana atia
maheanagwo o mwaka every year no rais akiri mweru tondu akingiraga haria gitaini January 20 kugota Joe Biden his first term kuma January 20 ndagĩkĩheana so quickly tondu ndagĩkorwo ekĩte maũndũ maingĩ mũno nĩkĩo nĩragĩeterera thikũ at least akinyie thikũ 100 days igũkinyaga ũmũthĩ na arakĩheanĩrĩra nĩgetha akorwo ena some substantial time ya kugia the nĩguo njĩkĩte bũrũri-inĩ
na nĩtũĩ hĩndĩ ĩrĩa Biden athurirwo nĩaugire kũrĩ na maũndũ akwenda gũkorwo ahingĩtie thĩinĩ wa matukũ macio 100 hihi maundu macio augire angĩenda gũkorwo ahingĩtie nĩ ũkuona ta kũrĩ namo ahingĩtie
yes nĩaugĩte nĩatanyĩte na akauga harĩ thikũ ciake cia mbere 100 nĩagũkorwo arorete maundu maingĩ mũno na maundu mamwe marĩa important nĩ ta immigration nĩaugire nĩakũreverse maundu maingĩ marĩa masainĩtwo marĩa executive orders nĩ Donald Trump who was against immigration policies nĩamacoketie akamana anal maria mangĩ akaga in executive orders gũcihe hinya to be continued koguo he has done that on immigration uhoro wa taxation naguo nĩageretie gũthondeka uhoro wa environment nĩacoketie bũrũri nĩacoketie America into the World Health Organization so vaccination again nĩaugĩte enda gũkorwo andũ over 50% inyihĩte makorwo marĩ vaccinated and he has done that
nĩndĩronire mũthenya wa ira andũ makena mũno hĩndĩ ĩrĩa araririe ũhoro wa mĩcara na hĩndĩ ĩrĩa ka campaign nĩaugĩte we na thirikari yake kwahoteka nĩagũkorwo minimum wages cia ikikinya $15 per hour ũhoro ũcio ũraũnyitire atĩa
minimum wage when he was running nĩaugire na negokoto gutanyito for a very long time about over 10 years you get it all from the minimum which is $7.25 which is very low you okay it took what is called a livable wage you okay $15 per hour koguo ucio nĩguo ukoretwo ugĩtindĩkwo mũno kahinda karaya and I am very sure thirikari ĩno yake administration yake nĩgũtindĩka kinya yone every state mushara ũrĩa mũnini mũno harĩ ithaa nĩ $15 tondũ rĩu mushara ũkĩrũgamĩire $7 na thendi 25 which is very low
ndona ngĩũrio haha ma states ciothe cia America ciagĩrĩirwo gũkorwo irĩ uniform harĩ ũhoro wa mĩcara
I can say yes and no what they do is maheanaga minimum makauga ndũngĩkĩria hau ũthiĩ thĩ Low state ya kone kwenda kuongerera mushara ono giore andu kibao uri governor wa state ya kuga kurehana kibao it's up to you but minimum wage ni seta haria the ikinyete ati ndũngĩkĩria ũngĩhe mũndũ mushara wa $7 na the $25 ni ũgũtwarwo igoti-inĩ tondũ nĩweka violation of labor koguo everybody mũndũ wothe ũkĩruta wĩra no kinya aheo minimum wage no governor wa state state yake ni economically very stable no okay my state is doing very well ni tukugeria mushara huku ni $12 kwa kugeni $13 Seattle ni 15 California on a mungi ni 20 so that is according to what the governor and the state economy dictates
no on that note nĩndĩronire ira address the first two senior ladies thĩinĩ wa bũrũri wa America the speaker no Peros na the vice president Kamala Harris ndĩrona akĩma-address na gĩtĩo mũno hihi ũcio ũngĩkorwo ũkĩũnyita atĩa thĩinĩ wa gũkũra kwa mũtumia thĩinĩ wa ũtongoria wa thĩ
ũhoro ũcio nĩũrahutirie mũno tondũ agĩkinya harĩa podium-inĩ ũndũ wa mbere agĩkaga nĩ kũnengera speaker na vice president kĩrĩa arathoma arĩkia gũthoma ũguo akĩoya copy yake no kinya ama face agakiuga Madam Speaker akorwo nĩ mũtumia Madam Speaker, akorwo nĩ mũndũrũme akiuga Mr. Speaker. But yesterday history was made, arauga Madam Speaker, Madam Vice President. No other president in American history has ever said that. It was Joe Biden, because we have the first vice president who is a woman, Kamala Harris.
Na
You're only a standing ovation because history was made.
Yes, history was made thĩinĩ wa America na by virtue ya gũkorwo America nĩyo ĩkĩonanagia thĩ yothe ũrĩa gũgũkorwo gũgĩthiĩ. Gwĩciria nginya thĩ hihi nĩ rambĩrĩirie kũigua bata wa gũkorwo makĩnyitĩrĩra atumia. Hĩndĩ ĩrĩa Joe Biden augire nĩ agũcagũra Kamala Harris arĩ vice president wake, nĩ kwarĩ na andũ moigaga ahota kwaga gũthurwo nĩ ũndũ wa gũcagũra mũtumia, na gũcoka gũtuĩka kũrĩ na andũ makena mũno na eventually agĩthiĩ agĩthurwo. Nĩ ũkuona hihi andũ arĩa mateithĩrĩirie mũno kũnyitĩrĩra Biden na Kamala Harris nĩ ũndũ wake gũkorwo arĩ yani immigrant kana gũkorwo arĩ lineage-inĩ ya immigrants, nĩ ũkuona ta kũrĩ ũndũ makoretwo magĩteithĩka thĩinĩ wa thikũ icio igana thĩinĩ wa administration ya Joe Biden?
Yes. Number one, advancement ya minority. Kana ado hinyiriria. Minority, we are talking about black people and women. Those are minorities. Cabinet ya Joe Biden, digweshiria kore na cabinet for the last probably 10 or 20 years, correct, in the cabinet from the minority. Number one, the vice president, which you know, number one in the cabinet, Kumai Biden, and number four, Nemodo Moiro, which was the Secretary of Defense, which you know, we can get bar, as you know, Adoere, Airo, Ari Mena Hinyamono in the cabinet, they are 25. We have two Kenya positions from black people. Na atimia again, Congo Toto, cabinet ya Joe Biden, atimia tatu, 3 black women and a black man with a very powerful position.
Out of the 25 cabinet positions, hii inahota kumenya nishigana iheto kiria adwa aya age airo. Adwa airo na Hispanics na adwa amde bosho.
Erekene environment. Environment and Protection Agency. It's headed by a young black man from Georgia. Then Dr. Vice President I cannot remember which department. And then of course Kamala Harris. But in total there are 4 in the cabinet, blacks, which is 2 black men. And Oria Monena Mono black Modrome is the Chief of Defense.
Would you say the state of the union was a success, or how would you rate it if you had to give it at between 1 and 10? Where would you?
I would put it at 9.5.
Oh, that would be a big one. Trump negotiate.
No, I don't think so. How many states we address every year? For the last 4 State of the Union addresses, Trump. Number one, I was reading comments on at least we have had a stable or a State of the Union that is coming from a mouth of somebody who is sober. And Trump was just giving what what they call that.
Okay. Nitukoragwo na State of Union kiria mabũrũri marĩa mangĩ kana no bũrũri wa America.
State of the Union, but they have different names. Kenya adopted the system, which is called the State of the National Address. Every state, governor state, State of the State Address to the Assembly State. Governor.
Tushoke hari Joe Biden. Joe nionekanite ta ari mundu mwenyihia muno na konekana kuringana nore arathie. Ni ukuona hihi mabũrũri marĩa mangĩ mathĩ ta mangĩtuĩka ma kũnyitĩrĩra America ĩgacoka gũkorwo harĩa yarĩ the superpower of the world.
Yes, it is getting there. Number one, number one, America during Trump was very arrogant, and especially Kohi Kira Mafurima Alafu entry na green card. He was openly, blatantly against Arab nations, looking at that they cannot even get access just because of your faith. Now,
let me appreciate this young man. I can see Dennis Mutahi in Kenya, State of the Union is the address to the bicameral house every year. Thank you very much, Dennis. We appreciate you so much, and we are happy here in America. Thank you. Keep those comments coming.
Thank you, Dennis Mutahi. We appreciate it. Bicameral joint session Congress is made up of Senate and the House of Representatives. Bicameral so Biden, what he has done, he has reversed executive orders. Trump and he reversed that within the first 3 days. That brings Dio and America, especially in Arab countries. Now Joe Biden is getting there. Russia as well. Joe Biden is reaching out with Russia, and I believe it was a week ago he spoke with Putin, Kremlin. They are planning he's planning a visit. They are going to have a summit. ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Regulation, ICBM, and Trump did try, but he did not go very far with Putin.
Putin and Kim Jong-un.
He tried to woo Kim, North Korea,
President of China,
and we were China. But Joe Biden, his humility, his modern mode we created in politics for a long time. He knows when he was the senator, do not forget, he was the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee. Anything that is dealing with other nations outside. He was is a very senior position in the Senate. So he has experience being the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee.
So he actually has what it takes to be the president.
Yeah.
Now, harika uduka modera observera na diuka ya nironi there. Miakeo ina ya Trump na darura ginya hede ya Obama. The House is very divided. Okona Corona Republicans, the president is Democratic. Republicans maha nagago through mara agree nago koroma kebu president hede araria. But yesterday I saw something very different. The leader of minority, Mitch McConnell, ore are kire muno no okoro akirete dinona akebu kana ke odokikio nania ate madragre na
openly in contempt. McConnell behaved very well, and during time at Trump, being a majority leader. And yesterday, no problem, and that shows there's a lot of cohesion between both houses.
Does that call for what is this taking us to what we would call a united America? Possibly?
Exactly. Because if we can have a bipartisan Congress that without being openly in opposition, that will get the bills moving and being made into law.
Nituke pointire kora very important hare idwe adorea tuke te fururi uyu kana juge adoiro nitukora tutuna maundu maingi makoretwo makihituka na kuri na giko kironekire thiini wa thi yothe. Joe Biden onekete agituriria kana ka mundu ugwitwo George Floyd iru na akauga sorry muno handu-ini ha thirikari ya America. Uhoro ucio no ahutiri na ngano ahuti andu aingi muno thiini wa thi. Hihi giko kiu kigiko na impact iriku thiini wa andu aria airu mari thiini wa America aria makoretwo disagree na thirikari miaka yothe.
Bishop went viral. Now, it's one of the pictures I know. I use it a lot on Facebook. A very powerful person, Commander-in-Chief, Athuri to a young small boy. That shows you the humility and the passion, the feelings that he is showing openly. And what happened, George Floyd, and God rest his soul in peace. And I got to take all the time and the humility. By the way, when all this chaos was happening, he called the family and spoke with the family. He always is in touch with the family.
I think that is a character that is unique with Biden. Nenyonaga akigeria kurisiginya andu utangitikia ona hindi ria eka campaign ukaigua Biden ya hurire afuta ona ageria kuhako gwiko akirema kuhakika giko. So on that note, dirona immigrants ri ni urona takuri undu maguteithika na presidency ya Biden.
Yes, and this is where I can say, number one, let's remember his fame. He is the second Catholic U.S. president after JFK. And the stand there, the Catholic Church from the Vatican is, we should always open our borders. It's about helping our neighbors. The Catholic Church is very, very humanitarian. So that one touches about immigration. The U.S.-Mexico border, who are seeking to be refugees, might carry in Mexico like Trump was doing during his policy. And I might get a go on American soil. Na makaheo medical care, na makaheo wagoikara. But during Trump, you could not cross the border. You had to go to Mexico as a third world country.
Thank you. Harina odo gwisiria drado mire na diukanere tuta coded message igekoro ithini wa speech ya Biden. Hidria aragia hari hadu draigwire agweta George Bush. Diukane raigwire. Nera gwetre Bush newe ugietire mishara ekoro igikinya hau ikinyete.
Yes.
Na garirikana hari diune president uriko waheire immigrants aria othe mari guku citizenship.
Yes.
Gacho garirikana George, either I don't know whether it's George Senior kana Junior. Na kendiari na itanya.
Yes.
Lia kohe immigrants aria mari guku all the citizenship.
Yes, he tried.
Going by that, na gukorwo thaici ni undu wa kinguki kia coronavirus. Kiria President Biden akoretwo akihurana na agateithia kuraihu muno na Ngai aromurathima ni wira uria arutite wa ku make sure gutire mundu utarathio. By the way, thaici nderi gotu hakuhi almost 70%. Ni urona hau aragwetire George Bush takuga atiri, I might borrow a leaf from what George did or tried to do, na juke he adu aya all the citizenship.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, but you're correct in President amnesty. It was in 1986. It was President Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, yes.
It was 1986. Ronald Reagan gave amnesty. That is everybody who had no felony, no criminal record. And they were given a pathway to citizenship. That was, I believe it was 20 million immigrants got status. Now, 2008, George Bush, those two are Republicans, Reagan and Bush, George Bush Jr., I mean, Oyo Wabara, Iraq. It was 2008 that Congress, bill amnesty, amnesty, which means if you have not committed any crime, it should be given as a repeat of what happened in 1986. But unfortunately, George Bush was so much for that, it did not pass through Congress. And the passed it was torn literally in the House, and it never made it to the Senate, because this is where it got a lot of opposition. And Obama was one.
Yeah, that's where that's what
I used to watch that every day, and it did not make it. And I believe he is gonna push it. There is an immigration bill, Immigration Nationalization Act 2021. It is going to be tabled. Although the Nancy Pelosi, the speaker, has now given the time frame, it is still going to go through the judicial committee stage. When it is going to be sorted, but it is there. It has been drafted and it has a lot of amendments in changes.
Let's look at. We have a message here from Dennis again. U.S. promised Kenya AstraZeneca vaccines, but people are not convinced. Why? Since U.S. is not using them. Okay. Yeah, nito quality horo wa vaccination.
Yes.
Na Dennis yaruga USA nito kuhe Kenya vaccine no ya AstraZeneca. No kolia trere. Akuga adu matreiganira.
Yes.
Todo US drahudira AstraZeneca.
Yeah.
No nyete kuthreria Dennis naria manatuthikiria kuma bũrũri wa Kenya ati turina AstraZeneca, turina Moderna na turina ino ya Johnson & Johnson. Pfizer na nirahuthika tondu taru ithwe ira twathie ni turoririo iria mundu wa kwenda urenda iriku uria kuhana ona nyamu iria iragite na gathina hanini ni ya Pfizer ino ya Johnson & Johnson na ndeikarire muno tondu no gutuika yatwikire ni tetari level ya refrigeration dia kinyaneirie na gukihana ta ni undu wa shipment of something na igikate magikeherie na makirehege. What there is thank you very much for supporting us and all those young men and women in Kenya who are really into us. Na no I got them with Dennis now that I can see people are looking at your comment. Tell them to go to YouTube Madie Marore Kuira Kabiro kana Kuira wa Kafiro merorera program ichitureka Madie hit subscribe utire kido mundu ari hagino do subscribe na niko tukiota kumurehera programs ici to clarify ha adoito bũrũri wa Kenya mathecagwo akiria AstraZeneca neo irari kuo. And the last time I had a conversation with somebody like 2-3 days ago, kuna tukauti na vaccine. America da corona no mani ati mu America ba gushughulikira mundu wake.
That is true.
Na nikyo taru ona mugiro uria kurakuo. Riu America ere almost gukorwo the kiria ikurukite muno utire andu marathi mahonete. Na we believe kidu kimwe mu America atetikirite kidu gitagwo corruption. Ona waigua auga ni akuheana uteithio ni aroraga bũrũri uhana atia. Mbeca cia heno cia COVID-19 ni ukuririkana cia mbere igituka ni ciora bilioni 19. He is in the know. Akoro taru tukurai na mbeca ira heno cia kire cia World Bank. Cia heno nacio already andu asiasa ne maberie kunengana makauga ati mbeca icio iraheanirwo na cia heano irambiriaga kunyita project imwe ani andu ari mararihirwo. So that is what America is. No ginya mukoro muri very transparent, and I believe kurikana na president rapina akadino wa America detikiti kuri mundu agiro koro agikua no ni atiriri kiria kia heano ni gigukinyira mundu ucio we
visited food.
Na on the same note Dennis tuge gutire vaccine one mwe itari njega gutire mundu urakwa ni undu wa ku vaccinate. For your information tukire haha nigetha tumenyithie andu muthenya wa ira ni turathiurukire na turatheco oguo turi na turathiaga koya mohoro tondu turoya tugira mohoro ginya kuri andu matari nigetha tukatumurehere ohoro. So Dennis, I hope you are convinced and the others are convinced. If they are not, please keep those questions coming, keep those comments coming, and we will continue to answer them. Tukithie nigetha turikie tuke harendrenda twarie uhoro wa Kenya na Chief Justice na maundu mane mangi no gwenda eno tukoro tumirike a program by itself nä kwenda kå ria kuma rä a Joe Biden athurirwo nä tå koretwo tå kä igua thä inä wa thä må ndå wa kawaida nä we wa njikå ta aigenä te må no na agakena må no. Leadership ya thä nayo ä koretwo ä kä nyita wathani wa Biden atä a hihi kå ringana na å rä a å koretwo å kä igua.
Watho Biden kana administration ya Biden so far the document I get more than our today actually it's 100 days. So but those 100 days if it's anything to go by, we can extrapolate that on the international forum. American are now very firm ground, and everybody is trying to, because now the world leaders, this is America has a president that we can talk to, somebody who is sober-minded. Trump, who nobody would predict what he wanted, and he had no decorum, he had dynamite. Joe Biden, Nemodo, Kinyaneru, Nemodo, when a lot of Geteo, Nemodo, when I experience in office, foreign policy, or Cuba. So the world leaders are very, very optimistic when it comes to working relations with America. Big deal. Now we have COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Trump had removed America from the World Health Organization funding. Joe Biden, within 5 days of his days in office, he returned America back to the fore. So that tells you the pace he's setting up.
On this note, with the previous administrations, the president aigera akoragwo agitwara bara thini wa thi makiria muno tuge Africa na aya angi makiuga ni dictators akonta Kim wa North Korea akoni muruta though Putin ndakihutikaga na ni ndaiguire Biden akiuga tarari call thigari ciake kuma Iraq.
Yeah, that's another big deal. Iraq, America for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Now, right now, there are about over 13,000 troops which have been recalled. Meticulously at one time, but it is gradual process. But he has he's finally withdrawing the troops from Iraq, and once that goes, Afghanistan will anti this homograph. America has been in war for a very long time. Bush during the Gulf War, it was escalated. Then Bush the son entered into the fray in Afghanistan, and America got caught up in a senseless war. Now that's a big deal for
thank you. Yeah. And Juga, I'm so excited. Gentlemen, please keep this thing happening every day. We promise you mwatonyitirira na ithuno gutukota gukorwo tukimurehera maundu o muthenya na riu no nyende turikie tukuroaga the state of union na gwiciria kuringana na comments yanyu. We are doing very, very well na ingenda githiji ukimere kigo kia mwisho nigetha tukirikie program ino.
Yeah, thank you, Bona Koida. I need to get very briefly, which are very, very significant and to co-impact a lot of things in the future. Now, also, he that his administration is looking at free in community colleges for 2 years. So community colleges, education is very expensive here. He wants to make community colleges which offer associate degrees, which is the equivalent of diploma, free. The model I had degree, bachelor's degree. The other thing he said, taxation or magoti more adorea marina beshani corporate tax, because there are some companies which are evading paying money taxes to Internal Revenue Service, IRS. Modo and the company is not making more than 400,000 in a year. They the corporate tax, but anybody making $400,000 in a year will get into the taxable bracket. So that was also a big deal.
That's very good, and thank you very much, James. Na o tula tukiuga hindi ciothe tigana inyuĩ tũtingĩrĩ haha na tũmwĩre thank you very much andũ aitũ athikĩrĩria aitũ na mũndũ athiĩ hit subscription mũndũ subscribe nĩgetha tũhote gũkorwo tũkĩmũrehera ndeto ici o mũthenya na mũtigathiĩ handũ haraihu tondũ in punde si punde nĩ tũroka nĩgetha tũrore maũndũ marĩa makoretwo magĩthirũka thĩinĩ wa Africa na ndĩmwĩre Ngai ateithie kũringana na ũrĩa administration ya Biden ĩkoretwo agĩthiĩ nĩ njũĩ nĩ akũhingũra andũ mahote gũka bũrũri wa America nĩgetha moke magerie gũcenjia maica mao na nginyagia mũthenya ũcio ũngĩ o nĩ mũthuri ti Kwĩra wa Kabirũ ũrĩa ũmũrehagĩra maũndũ o ũrĩa marĩ na gũtarĩ ũndũ twĩhithĩire. Thengiũ mũno na mũge na mahinda mega.